Some more breaking transfer news then coming out of Bradford City is that winger Rayhaan Tulloch has returned to parent club at West Bromwich Albion after a pretty unsuccessful loan spell. And in today's video, I'll be bringing you guys my thoughts and opinions on this news. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're now on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so. And it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what are your thoughts on this departure from both Bradford's perspective and also West Bromwich Albion's perspective as well. Now, I think I'm right in saying there was actually no recall option in this loan deal, so it made the move very tricky. We knew from the start of the window that Rayhaan Tulloch at some point would be returning to West Bromwich Albion. He was clearly not in Graham Alexander's plans. I don't think he featured in a single minute under Graham Alexander. Same with Chisholm Afoku, who went at the start of the window. Tulloch has now gone on deadline day, and I hope he goes out and he gets a decent move, because in the games that he played, especially the ones that he started, I don't think he looked too bad, if I'm being honest with you. But make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. Now, obviously, we had the news earlier today about 1:15 that Callum Kavanagh was Bradford City's first deadline day signing of the 2024 January transfer window. He came in for an undisclosed fee from Middlesbrough, and now we have our first departure as well. Fingers crossed there is still more business to be done after this one as well. But Bradford City tweeted at 5:30 PM saying Rayhaan Tulloch has returned to parent club West Bromwich Albion. Thanks for your efforts and all the best, Ray. The article is short and sweet, but it reads: Tulloch returns to West Brom. Rayhaan Tulloch has returned to parent club West Bromwich Albion. The 23-year-old forward joined the Bantams on loan, in the summer, and made 10 appearances for the club in all competitions. Bradford City AFC would like to take this opportunity to thank Ray for his efforts in Clout and Amber and wish him all the best for the future. Now, obviously, with him going back to West Brom, they tweeted at 5:30 PM saying attacker Rayhaan Tulloch has returned from his loan spell at Bradford City. Their article does then read: Rayhaan Tulloch returns to Albion from Bradford City loan. Rayhaan Tulloch has returned to West Bromwich Albion from his loan spell at Bradford City. The attacker made 10 appearances in all competitions for the Sky Bet League 2 team, scoring 1 goal in a 4-1 triumph at Newport County in September. I think that was a very promising performance, was that one from Rayhaan Tulloch. Now, he actually only made the 2 starts at Bradford City. One was Newport away, where he got a goal and an assist, and I'm pretty sure the other one was at home to Walsall, where he won a penalty in that game. His other 6 league appearances came off of the bench, and I feel like he looked pretty decent, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not really too sure why he hasn't been given much of an opportunity, and obviously, I know Graham Alexander wants to focus on the long term, and he's been speaking about how certain loanees don't really fit into that, but Jonathan Tompkinson is someone who's got a lot of game time under Graham Alexander, and don't get me wrong, he has looked pretty good in them matches, and more than deserves to be in that side. But Rayhaan Tulloch also looked pretty decent, and he hasn't had a single look in, so I'm not really too sure what's going on there. Maybe we're trying to work on a permanent deal for Tompkinson in the summer. I'm not too sure when his contract does expire, but I'm pretty sure Rayhaan Tulloch's contract with West Brom, does it expire at the end of this season? I feel like I'm right in saying so, and clearly he's not someone who the manager was looking to get on a permanent basis in the summer. Obviously, we've got quite a lot of forward players, especially someone who can play on that left side. We'll speak about them later on in today's video. But in terms of his statistics at Bradford City, he managed the 8 league appearances, just the 2 starts, averaging 42 minutes per game. He scored 1 goal and picked up 1 assist in that time as well. Obviously, winning a penalty doesn't actually count as an assist. He also got an assist in the EFL Trophy game at home to Manchester City's under-21s. His defensive stats are not too bad. 1.3 tackles per game, 3.0 balls recovered per game as well. He averaged 0.8 dribbles per 90, 46% of them being successful, winning 50% of his ground duels and just 17% of his aerial duels. He picked up 1 yellow card as well. He had an 85% passing accuracy in his own half and a 64% passing accuracy in the opposition half, with 43% of his long balls being accurate and 17% of his crosses being accurate as well. And like I say, I thought, for me personally, Rayhaan Tulloch was pretty decent. If he was here on a permanent at just 23 years of age, I'd be asking for him to get more game time. But it's the same with the players like Adam Wilson. Can't even get a sniff at this moment in time. Was on the bench on Tuesday night, and that's I think the most we've seen from him really since maybe Notts County away from home. Like, Adam Wilson's someone who's not really had much game time this season. I'm still hoping there will be more departures this transfer window. Obviously, we all knew Rayhaan Tulloch would be going back. It was more of just a question of when rather than if. If we have a look then at how Bradford City's squad is now lining up for the 2023-24 campaign, obviously for the sake of balance, and you kind of want 2 players for every position, it is nice to get Rayhaan Tulloch out of the door. Obviously, we've got Harry Chapman and Tyreek Wright who can both play on that left side. Then you've also got players like Jamie Walker, you've got Jake Young, probably Callum Kavanagh, who can play in that position as well. In terms of more departures, I feel like we could do with another goalkeeper option. Sam Walker hasn't exactly convinced me so far, and it's a big gamble having him from now until the summer. Colin Doyle as well, 38 years of age, hasn't looked too bad in his games that he's played in the AFL Trophy, but I still feel like we could do with another option in there with Heath Richardson being out on loan, I think, for the remainder of the season. Harvey Rose obviously gone out on loan to Farsley Celtic, I think I'm right in saying, in terms of the right backs. Obviously Daniel Ugoke out until March. In terms of the centre halves, Ash Taylor for me should move on this transfer window, but I don't think you're going to get anyone who's really interested in him. Left wing back for me is an absolute priority, and it sounds like it's not a position we're really looking to strengthen in at this moment in time. And I think Lewis Richards is decent, but he's very injury prone, and Liam Rideout is miles off it. I've been calling for it all transfer window. I think that will be our Achilles heel going into the second half of this season. I mentioned it in the video early today. I won't be surprised if either Adam Wilson or Bobby Poynton get a move out on loan, maybe to the National League. I feel like if that does happen, there's not necessarily a strain that it has to be done today, because obviously the National League transfer window is open until the end of March, I do believe. Clark Adore as well, if he moved on, wouldn't be too disappointed with that. And then Matt Derbyshire as well should move on for me. And I mean, potentially Tyler Smith, but I don't think that one is very likely, if I'm being honest with you. My overall thoughts then on Rayhaan Tulloch returning to West Bromwich Albion. I feel like he deserved more game time at Bradford City, but it was very clear that under Graham Alexander, he wasn't going to get that game time because he doesn't see him in his long-term plans, unfortunately. But like I say, I think he's a decent player. I think hopefully for his sake and his own career, he either gets a permanent move away from West Brom or he gets a loan move somewhere else, and he really kicks on now because he's 23 years of age. He can't be constantly going out on these loan moves where he's playing 5 or 10 games a season, which he's had over the last couple of seasons. It's just not really good enough. But I feel like in the minutes that he did play, in the game time that he got, he looked quite decent. He looked a bit of a threat. He's someone with a little bit of pace as well, and you know, Alexander's been calling for players in this side to have pace, but he wasn't picking Rayhaan Tulloch, so I'm not sure if he wasn't training right. We all know how big training and intensity and quality in training is for Graham Alexander. You know, you could be a 5 out of 10 on match day, but if you train as an 8 out of 10 and you've got someone else who is the complete opposite, who trains poorly but plays well, he's going to pick the player that trains well, which for me personally is a unique way of managing. You know, you've seen players like Osadibe getting a crazy amount of game time and then being sold this transfer window, but then Oliver got a lot of game time when he'd returned from injury and then like allowed to go out on loan this transfer window. There has been some interesting moves so far in terms of the players who've been playing games that have been allowed to go out on loan. But Tulloch for me, like I say, I do wish him all the best because I feel like he wasn't really given much of an opportunity, if I'm being honest with you. You know, he's one of the few departures this transfer window that I genuinely wish all the best because I thought he was pretty decent, and it might be one that we come back to regret. But if he's not going to play, it makes sense really for all parties to get his wages off the wage bill and hopefully now go and get somebody in, particularly either in that left wing back role or another central midfield option for me. But I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes. As I said at the start of today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what are your thoughts on Rayhaan Tulloch returning to West Bromwich Albion after his loan spell with the Bantams has been cut short. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Go check out my thoughts on Callum Kavanagh joining from Middlesbrough for an undisclosed fee on a 2.5-year contract earlier on from today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you very soon, hopefully for maybe another signing, but hopefully for some more departures as well. Peace.